let's get to the scheduled program. Welcome, hip hop fam. This is the Lost Element brought to you by Hippie, where we hear from the real defenders of the culture. Hey yo, what's good, LA? It's your boy Kuya from the Lost Element on KQBH 101.5 FM. You know, today we got another real defender of the culture here. You know, y'all probably seen them up, got bombs in yards, trains, freeways. Y'all might see some scribes out there, some streaker tags, but without further ado, how we do it here on this show. What you write, my boy?
Yo, what's up, man? They call me Kash from that BOS IA mob. You know, representing the harbor area and shit.
Man, that's right. You know, before we get into it and all that, I just want to ask, how'd you get the name Kash?
Shit. So I got the name Kash because back then I used to play Call of Duty and shit. You know.
Okay.
So like we had like this bullshit ass like little like clan called Kash and shit. So when I started writing, I had a homie, you know, that he told me to pick a name and shit. So I was writing Kash Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I don't know, that shit didn't really like it was too long for me and shit, you know. So like eventually, like, you know, I just switched to Kash. That's how I got it.
Okay, that's right. Man, I remember them clan days on Call of Duty. That's funny. Man, next one is, I know you're from BOS, IAO. You know, like, those are some heavy hitting crews, bro. So like, I just want to ask you like, what the crews stand for and a little bit how you got into those crews.
All right, well, I'm from IAO Inc. all over. It started in San Pedro, you know. How I originally got put on was I was like just catching spots all around the city and shit. I ended up meeting a homie named Ocean, and then he ended up introducing me to a couple of the older homies, and eventually, you know, bringing my peoples around, and then that's how I got put on IAO and shit. And again, like a little put on, but you know, that's how it be and shit.
Yeah.
But and for BOS and shit, BOS stands for Bombing Our Society, you know. And then you know, I ended up meeting my boy Zeph, you know, a while back, and then we were always playing with together and shit. And then eventually, you know, he introduced me to a couple of his people and shit, and that's how I got put on BOS, you know.
Man, that's right, bro. Bro, I see you guys up everywhere, dog. Like, that's dope. Next one I want to ask you, bro, is like, how'd you get into graph?
Oh, how I get into graph and shit was you know, back then in elementary I used to always see that shit. Like, that shit used to always catch my eye. But you know, I didn't know anybody and shit. I had a homie named Tons, RIP and shit. He kind of actually got me into graph, you know. And eventually he showed me his peoples, and then that's how I, you know, most of my friends are graphers, you know, from childhood and shit.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's always been there.
Man, since the beginning. So from there, you know, you said you met your boy and everything, got into graph. Like, do you remember the first piece you ever hit up?
Shit. Like, I had some whack ass shit back then. I used to go to like the bunkers and like Sucky City, like, you know, cause that's just the city and shit, you know, just hit like all these like little bomb yards. But I remember the first time I actually tried to hit a bomb, I went to some little spot called the Canyons.
Okay.
You know, hit a little cash bomb, you know, was trying to flex that shit, but that shit was whack. Like,
yeah.
I was like in middle school, so, you know, still trying to practice and shit, you feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, that was my first piece.
Man, that's right. So you said like in the city, the bunkers in Sunken City. Man, I feel like in the HA specifically, like everyone, they start off like those are like places everybody likes to go to, you know. They're dope little spots. From there, like, you know, you said like at first you weren't that great, but how's your style evolved since then?
Well, you know, from like back then, one thing I used to always do was practice, you feel me? Like, practice on them books, you feel me? Like, go actually catch spots, you know, hit up with like tips, like in the street, actually try, you know?
Yeah.
But mainly hit them books for sure. It took me actually a while. Like, I'm honestly not even like really through my style yet. Like, I feel like I can still improve and still get better, you know? Still like a lot of progress, you feel me?
Yeah, most
But
definitely.
yeah, like,
Keep on getting better. Nah, that's dope you say that, man. It just shows like the humility that like, you're able to say like, oh, I could still
yeah,
progress and get
yeah,
better.
that's just a part of the culture. You feel me? Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off and shit.
Oh no, you good, you good. No, yeah. Man, you brought up the books and like actually going out there. Like, how important is it to hit the books and actually practice with the can to get like your control down?
Well, with the books and shit was because like you don't want to go out there capping some like cool ass shit or some like shit that's been rocking it for a while. Like you actually gotta really know your history, know how to how to paint, what you're really gonna do. Because in reality, you try to cast some shit with some bullshit, like a lot of people are gonna be on your ass about that,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it's always important to hit them books, man. Always important to hit the books.
Yeah, yes, sir, man. So like, man, you said like your style evolved. It's still evolving, but like you got some dope pieces, bro. I just want to give you, that credit. Uh, but what I want to ask you, bro, is like what's your creative process when you go up to hit a spot? Like, do you have a sketch in mind, or is it just straight from the dome, like freestyle?
Oh no, it's always a sketch of mine and shit. I mean, I got I've been doing this shit for a while where I got like little like if I'm gonna hit a hot spot, I know what I'm gonna hit, straight letters, or if I'm
Yeah.
gonna hit like a little chill spot, I know like gonna sketch it out, try to make it good, like it all depends what spot is it, but that's basically what it is. You feel me?
Yeah. Okay, that's right. So it just depends on the spot.
Yeah, yeah,
Which
yeah.
stilo you gonna pull out of the
Yeah.
bag.
I mean, sometimes, like when you're in LA, you got to hit some stilo, like really flex, but like sometimes you gotta be really like, you gotta be really confident. You gotta really hit that shit and get the fuck on, cause at least for me, I be tired of running and shit. The cops be coming through, like fuck all that,
Yeah. Nah, I feel you, bro. Man, you talk about creative style, but another thing I want to give you credit for, bro, is like that people don't realize is part of the graph game is like choosing the spots you hit up.
Yeah.
So like, what goes through your mind when you choose a spot, like, or is it just whatever you see you hit? Like, what's your
Well,
MO?
lately, I've been with the homies and shit. We've been trying to like catch some big shit, Make people, catch the eye, like as basically what I've been on and shit. But like when it comes to creative, like if I'm trying to go to a spot, like usually like when you want to catch like a good spot where it'll catch your eye and shit. Like graphers know graphers and shit.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like on a hot spot or if it's somewhere where it's gonna rock. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, most definitely, bro. Man, with that being said, bro, is there anything that you won't hit up?
Oh, so like there's like a couple rules like like I won't hit up in like some type of churches. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like maybe like on people's houses. That was a big thing right there, especially living like in a small city. Like you're in alleys. You fuck around, hit up in someone's backyard and shit. You got people tripping. You always gotta know what to hit. I used to always hit like main streets because it's a main street. You feel me? People are gonna see it. You're gonna get more attention. But when I was younger, that was like a thing right there, hitting the alleys, and you had to avoid, hitting people's yard. I mean, not yards, like their fucking alleys and shit like that. But,
Yeah.
but there's other shit too. But
Yeah, man. With that being said, like for the average listener out there, who's intrigued by this culture, like what are the rules to graffiti, like?
what are the rules to graffiti?
Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody knows the rules to graffiti and shit, like where like throws over tags, bombs over throwies and shit like that. Like if you're gonna cap somebody, make sure you actually cap them. You want to see their spots in the sides. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
if you go to your yard, don't pick up your paint. That's a new shit I've been doing recently. I don't be leaving my paint like that because that should be burned at the spot. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's like little rules like that. You feel me?
Yeah, most definitely, bro. All right, man. We gotta go to a little break right now. Play some music.
For sure. For sure.
But we're here with Kash, BOS IAO. You guys are listening to Lost Element on KQBH 101.5. All right, y'all, we're back. Y'all listening to Lost Element on KQBH 101.5 FM, a community service of the Boyle Heights Arts Conservatory, broadcasting live on your FM dial and streaming on KQBHLA.com. All right, we're back. We're here with Kash. We're going to get right back into it, bro. The first question I got is, how is graffiti hip-hop?
Like graffiti is hip hop, but we're like in LA, we're not really like we have our own swagger to it. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
so like graffiti is like it's always gonna be some hip hop, but some people they might be on the funk scene. They be on that graffiti punk. You feel me? Like it's always there's different types of things in LA. It's not just hip hop. You feel me? But
yeah,
I still respect it though.
Yeah, most definitely, bro. How you said like the graffiti punk scene, dog? Like you go to those backyard shows, half of those fools at the punk shows are writers too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's true. I met a couple crazy punk writers and shit. Those was pretty cool. That shit cracking me up and shit.
Hell yeah, bro. Like one of the homies I went to Cerebro Negro concert. They're like a ska punk band.
Yeah.
And I was out there. I hit a tag on the freaking what's it called? Outhouse. I don't know what it's called, but the outhouse. And some fool came up to me, punked out like with the vest and everything. He said, "Oh shit, you right?" I said, "Oh damn, graffiti's punk too in LA."
Yeah, shit. Shout out my boy Anik. He be really with that fucking graffiti punk and shit.
Yeah, that's right, bro. Next one I got for you, man, is in the graffiti game in LA, like there's a lot of titles, but what do you consider yourself? Like you got writer, tagger, bomber, tag banger, piecer. Like what do you consider yourself?
I'm considered like a graffiti. I'm a grapher, my boy. I don't really consider myself like a street artist or like a tag banger. I'm really about like catching throwies, catching bombs, really trying to bomb some shit. You feel me? I'm a grapher. That's what I consider myself.
Okay, that's right, man. You brought it up, like the street artist. Like I'm gonna just jump to that thing. Like, what's your opinion on the debate between street art and like graffiti? Is there a difference between the two?
I mean, like the graffiti, like the street art on like I don't know, like it's not really been a thing of mine. You feel me? I see that shit. It's cool, but sometimes eventually if you see that shit in the streets, shit eventually get bombed on. People don't really fuck with that shit. At least around out here,
Yeah.
But
real defenders hit that shit.
Yeah, real shit. You feel me? Like catch a throw over that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like street art, it's cool, but it's not really my thing.
Yeah, most definitely, bro. Next one I got, man. Like, what are the risks of graffiti? Like for people out there who don't know.
Oh shit, that's a lot of risk, man. Like a lot of shit could happen. You feel me? You could, eventually end up going to jail. Doing some time for this shit. A lot of people back then had done time for graffiti. Where people used to do like raids.
Yeah.
There's like shit like that. You could get killed, right in the wrong spot. Shit, man. Like you see a lot of shit in this graffiti shit. On some real shit.
Yeah, most definitely, bro. With that being said, man, like just being in the graph game, you have any crazy or funny stories to share that you can share with the people?
When I hit the graffiti towers.
Oh yeah.
So like while we were over there, first off it was like a fat walk, just walking up there. Shit, I was already tired, but in the middle while we were hitting that, some shit happened where the cops ain't coming and they started surrounding the whole building.
Yeah.
And then we ended up leaving, and while we were going down, if it had to been like 100 people just walking down and just like seeing like all these people just like, oh shit the cops, somehow we ended up going down. We seen like it had to been like 20 people with us, and then we ended up hitting like a little side door or like a little cut, got away. It was like a gang of us. Some people made it to the news. After that, we ended up like going somewhere to LA. Got pretty hot because we didn't finish the spot, so we ended up coming back a couple hours later and we finished it. That was probably like a little crazy moment right there, because you had like all the cops just surrounding that shit. The fucking what do you call it? The ghetto bird just pointing the lights at everybody and shit. That shit.
Yeah.
Crazy moment right there.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. Hey, the craziest thing about that tower, bro, is like that thing is historic now, man. Like,
Yeah,
you were a part of it. That's dope, bro.
Yeah, man. I did it with a couple of homies, man. Shout out to my boy Zev, Amer, my bro Clutch, and Roman shit. We and doing that shit over there. That shit. And cause after that, you start seeing cops going in there, start raiding shit, like, and you know, just happy to do that shit and got that shit, you know, like for a while I was like, I gotta get that. Like, at least for like the whole like that week when it was cracking. Yeah. My homies were just, you know, like we had to get that shit. And we got it. You feel me?
Yeah, most definitely, man. That's dope, bro. Cause like, you know, that's gonna be a part of history forever. Like, you know, I feel like it's on that level with like how people who are older talk about like the Belmont Tunnel, you know, and they bring up those old stories. Like the Belmont Tunnel is like, you know, like 50 years till later, everyone's gonna talk about like all the LA towers. You know?
About to be like old and shit. Like, yeah, I remember them days, you know, shit like that. You feel me?
Yeah, most definitely, man. All right, man. The next one I got for you, bro, is what is graffiti?
What is graffiti? I mean, graffiti, you know, like some people call it vandalism, some people call it art, you know. For me, I think of it as art, you feel me? Like, that shit beautiful, not like that, but like, you got like some hard ass shit, you know, but like, it's also vandalism though, like going kill shit, you feel me? You're going to the streets, you know, like putting your name up. You don't give a fuck who sees and shit, you know, you just want to have that shit up there. And then, you know, that basically, like, yeah, graffiti is whatever you like it to be. It could be street, it could be art, it could be fucking, you know, vandalism and shit. But yeah, you know, pretty much all I gotta say.
Man, that's right, bro. Yeah, man, you hit it on the note, because like that's like always a debate. You always hear like, is it vandalism, art? You're like, man, it's both. So that's right.
It's immortality, nigga.
Immortality.
For me, it is. Hell yeah.
At the end of the day, my shit's gonna be dust, but at least at one point, you're gonna see my shit.
Hell yeah.
That's right. I like that, immortality. Hey, man, sorry to go off topic. That just kind of reminds me, like, back in the caveman days, bro. Like, the caveman drivers are still up, but those fools are dust. They oil now. That's what we put in the car.
Yeah, shit. You got like the
fossil fuel.
Yeah. Like about that shit.
All right, man. Next one I got is, how do you feel about the commercialization of graffiti? Like with big brands using graffiti, video games. Like, how do you feel about that?
I mean, it's alright, you feel me? Like, I see that shit around and like some shit, it's cool, you feel me? Like the whole GTA shit, like, yeah, they had a gang of people like, you know, rocking, even though they weren't paying them. That shit was hard because you had like Luxor, you had like hard ass name like that. No, you had a gang of people like just rocking and shit, like, but at the same time, like, if they're not like, you know, giving them that dough or trying to like, you know, like put the name out there, that should be bullshit too, you feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah, that shit weird, you know?
Yeah.
But it's all good though. Like, it is what it is, you know?
Yeah, most definitely, man. With that being said, like, does that affect your approach when you go out there and bomb?
Fuck no, you know? We already just have one mission, is to kill shit, you know? Go bomb, you feel me? Like, if we ain't bombing, then what are we talking about, you know?
Yeah, that's right, man. All right, the next one I got, man, is what's your opinion? Like, we talked about it a little bit, but like street art versus graffiti, but in terms of like galleries versus the street, a mural versus a bomb.
Like, what do you mean?
Like the whole street art versus graffiti debate. Like how some people, they've never hit, some people do, and transition, but there's some that like who go straight into doing murals.
Oh, nah. See, like, you gotta like really go down from the path, from like first starting off as, you know, catching tags, catching throwies, catching bombing, catching bombing, you know, doing bombs and shit, putting in that work, you feel me? Like, then, you know, you could go do street art if you actually, you know, put that work in, you know, and actually, you know, do all that. But as far as like switching out straight and going straight to like street art, nah, that shit whack. You feel me?
Yeah, most definitely, man. Yeah, I bring it up, bro, because I've seen like some people, no one in like the graph community, but like people who were like art school was able to pay for art school.
Yeah.
And then say like this is a graffiti inspired piece that they put as a mural, and it's like, come on, bro, you gotta pay your dues. But that's my opinion, you know.
Yeah.
Man, if you gotta call it a graffiti inspired piece, nigga, it ain't graffiti.
Yeah. No, mandatory right there.
Yeah, that's.
You know what I mean? If you gotta label it as that, then it's not graffiti. Graffiti is a fucking way of expression, my boy.
That's
yeah,
facts
that's
there.
right. When Muffin is speaking some facts right now, you feel me?
Bombs, big whatever it is, that's graffiti. Not like graffiti inspired piece. What the fuck? I didn't go to school for this shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, most definitely, bro. All right, man. Next one I want to ask, like, you hit it on a little bit, like LA were different, but for the listeners out there, you know, we got people listening who aren't from LA,
Yeah.
and who's intrigued about it. But what makes LA graph different from everywhere else?
Yeah, man, I don't know if you just see it. It's just crazy, bro. People be doing some crazy ass shit. Like, LA graph is just, it's honestly like, not to sound weird, but it's like one of the best in the world. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
like you go to LA, like especially if you're not from like LA or like not from like California, you go to LA, you start seeing that shit. Like, that shit crazy, bro. That shit really different. You feel me? Fun as fuck. Fun as fuck. Compared to, you know, different states and shit like that, you know? But, yeah.
Most definitely, bro. Before we hit the quick hitter segment, I want to ask, why do you do graffiti?
Shit, it's always been there, bro. Like, since I was a youngin', it's always been there since childhood. All my homies were doing graffiti, you know, and eventually they ended up, you know, showing me my older homies, you know, and it's just been a thing right there. I fucking love it, you know, catching spots on, like, trains, walls, tunnels, everything, bro. That's just a thing that adrenaline, especially after you hitting a freeway spot, be the best. You know, it gives you, like, a little different high, you feel me? Not to sound weird, but...
No, yeah, most definitely, man. All right, bro. We're going to go to a little quick hitter segment. All right. The first one I got for you, man, is what's the best brand of spray paint?
The best brand of spray paint. I mean, I like all types of spray paint, but I really fuck with the loops.
Okay.
Yeah, the loops, you know, let's just be going hard. And then, you know, maybe like some Rust-Oleum.
The
you know.
Rustos, yeah.
And then, like back then I used to fuck with the, you know, busted street paint, you know, like the flat bag, you know, that she used to put in work. I mean, I don't know if you
shout out Buzz,
yeah,
bro.
shout out Buzz though, real shit, MSK. But yeah, you know, that's, loops and Rust-Oleums for me, that's basically what it is.
Okay, that's right, man. Next one I got for you, man, like you brought up, you know, you from your city, from the HA.
Yeah, Harbor area.
That's right, HA. What's the best local food spot, man? What's the best local food spot?
There's like a couple, man. You gotta go to like, you know, like the Sandwich Saloon, Busy Bees, you feel me? Like little, you know, Slacos if you like chicken, you know, little shit like that. You feel me? But those are my personal favorites and shit. You know, maybe Troy's, but sometimes people ain't fucking with Troy's and shit. But that's just little me right there.
Hey, for those of you out there who never been Busy Bees or Sandwich Saloon,
smacking.
You gotta check it out. Fire. Lost Element could vouch for that one. All right, man. The next one I got for you, bro, is, you know, graffiti is gonna keep on going generations even after we're done. But what's a piece of advice for a youngster out there who's trying to hop into the game of graph?
Hop into the game and grab and shit. Well, you know, like I said, like people always say in this channel, hop on them books, you feel me? You gotta practice, you know, don't be doing no bullshit on the wall. Also, you know, you gotta learn your history, you know, learn who's been there. Don't try to like cat foods or, you know, try to take people's names, especially around the area. You gotta know your history before you actually really paint some shit. And then the last thing, yeah, just hop on the books, man. Hop on the books, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that's pretty much it.
All right, man. That's right, man. Before we sign off here, you want to give any shout outs or any last words?
Yeah, shout out to all the homies from BOS crew and all my boys from the IAO crew. Shout out to my boy Spy. Shout out to my boy Clutch, my boy Aim, my boy Flu, Ruko, Muff, Becco. Shout out to that boy Boobs. Shout out to all my boys and shit. Shout out to all my youngest from IAO. You know, representing HA Harbor area.
Yes, sir.
You know, that's it. You know.
Man, that's right, man. All right, Kash, man. Thank you for this interview, bro. You guys are listening to The Lost Element on KQBH 101.5 FM, a community service of the Boyle Heights Arts Conservatory, broadcasting live on your FM dial and streaming on KQBHLA.com.